Let's talk about one of the major case studies from GS paper 4 2021 paper solution. So this case study says that you are a vice principal of the college. The principal has retired and probably you can be one of the principals in near future. But there was a flying squad who came to the university, caught two of the students. Now the senior lecturer was very close to the management, and one of the students who was responsible for it was getting into college because he had an approach from a politician. The second student was from a businessman family who had donated a lot of fund to the college for running it. Now you immediately informed the management regarding this issue. The management told you to resolve the issue with the flying squad because they don't want the reputation of the college to be at the stake. Now both the people, the politician and businessman, are important because further things in the college would depend on them, and your promotion also from vice principal to the position of principal would be dependent on how you resolve the issue with the squad. Now what could be the things that would be taken into consideration? So few questions based on it. The first is, what are the ethical issues involved in the case? The first issue is the issue of integrity for the college. So you, as a vice principal to the college, want to preserve the integrity of the college. You want to maintain the professional integrity and want to maintain that the reputation of the university, the college, is not at stake. The next is test the moral standards. Now when I say moral standards, because you should not think that I would get an opportunity to become principal of the college if I handle the situation in so and so fashion. So morally you should take a decision which is sound, right? The next important is you should not be biased. So there should be no biasness that okay, this is a student who is from a family of businessman, would provide fund to the college and therefore the college would keep moving. That should not be the criteria while you are discussing with the squad. The next is maintaining the ethics, mainly the professional ethics. So how do you handle the situation without considering any fear? What should be the things that you should take into account at that point of time? So those are some of the important aspects that you must take into account. Now what are the options available to you as a vice principal, and how would you adapt? Of the options, what would you adopt, and the reason for the same? Now the option available is, first, you listen to the school management without taking any actions for the student. You go by the flying squad. You don't think about the reputation of the college and you punish the students. The third is you convince the flying squad, but later on you punish the students. Now, what could be one of the best options that you could go for? Let's understand the benefits and the drawbacks of these. When you are going with the school management without taking any action, that means you are losing your moral and ethical ground. Also, your position, your values are hampered. So, even if you are promoted to the post of principal, you won't be a good principal. So, that is not a ethically sound concept that we can say. It does not bring in sanctity. So it is compromising the standards that are to be maintained for the college, and it gives in a bad precedence of you as a vice principal, right? The next is you go by what flying squad says and punish, but this would have an implication. It would bring a huge blow to the reputation of the college. It could go live in the newspapers, social media, but at the same time, there would be a good thing about you that you go by the ethics, you go by the set procedure, you are able to maintain the credibility, and also you are not letting corruption flow into the college. So that's the most important aspect. But definitely, it would be impact onto the two children, the two students who are part of it. The two students, not children, right, would be affected. Their future could be demolished, and you would actually feel bad about destroying the future of your students. So that is one of the major demerits that you would handle here. The reputation of the college would be affected, which would affect the future admissions to the college. And since the future admissions would be affected, then again there would be problem with how the college would be running, where would be the funds coming in from. The third is to convince the squad but later on punish the students. Now this is not a ethical standing. Why? Because this is telling something, doing something, as simple as that. So it would bring in more protest, more disruption within the internal politics of the college, and there would be a compromise situation. However, the benefit is this would actually protect the reputation of the college, because outrightly, publicly, the things are not getting out. So, those are three of the options. Now, as a vice principal, I believe going by what Flying Squad says and punishing the student could be one of the best options, because demolishing the life of two students at the cost of 1,000 students is a good idea. So later on, any students who want to take admission to that college must know that this could be something that they could face in near future. If it is not you who is disclosing that this year, probably similar case would happen next year, and at that point this thing would get disclosed. But at that time there would be 1,000 more students who are already enrolled and could become prey to this situation. So, considering the ethical and the moral grounds, this could be the best option. The second could be the best option that you should avail for in this situation. So, those was some of the important ideas that we discussed. Definitely, there can be plenty of ideas that you can put in case studies. It's extremely scoring section, and we have covered extensively our lectures on ethics. So, do follow those on the link below. Have a wonderful day ahead.